if there's someone that's very, very young, might be really religious and like values marriage a lot, and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive.
From who?
Would you? From both.
This is so rare.
Anyone
so
really.
Rare.
It happens.
Go on.
My point is, I'm just, even though it might be rare from what you guys think,
it is.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people to do? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce. I mean, that's not a real thing.
I know. I already talked about this podcast before, but that was before this clip fucking blew up on Twitter, and now there's a bunch of drama. So, your boy has to be the clout demon he is and come on and make a video, clickbait it, so he gets some views and impressions, and maybe some subs, baby! And right off the fucking bat, we are starting with some million IQ takes here. But guys, this clip genuinely just gets worse and worse the more you watch. So without further ado, let's continue.
You can separate. See, his Catholic background shines through. He knows.
You can't
You can separate, but you can't actually divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be physically abusive.
You got to endure. People are too.
You want to stick in the
People
relationship.
are just.
look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just pussies. Everybody fucking quits. Everybody gives up. It's too hard. I'm this XYZ. This is why I'm special, so I can fuck up this entire situation based upon me being special. And the reality is, people just haven't learned to fucking endure. There have been hard times in relationship. I'm sure you guys had hard times in relationship. Any relationship has hard times. Okay. And it is what it is. You need to push through and you need to endure. Because
I didn't want to leave an ounce of context out of that juicy little clip right there, ladies and gentlemen, because holy fucking shit. Where is this man's cognitive function? How the hell is he currently telling his body to operate properly? Because I don't think there's a single brain cell up there firing. Yeah, okay. Sit through and endure unending physical abuse. Yeah, I wonder how many abuse victims always keep telling themselves, well, this time he said he's gonna change, so I'll stay with him because he tells me he's gonna change. Sorry, retard. Manipulative, evil people will never change because they realize how evil they are and they like it. They enjoy it. But okay, yeah, sure, just endure physical abuse. You fucking sad sack of absolute human filth.
we're in this situation now, where everybody's just creating this super nuanced 1% example of well, what if the kid's fucking transgender, black, and abused, and he's a Black Lives Matter supporter? Cool, okay, yeah. I get that one fucking minute
but I'm asking
situation.
For anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
endure.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Endure.
I'll tell you what.
Endure.
Clearly, this guy has not even tried to do a modicum of research into this. With a quick 2-second Google search, you'll find literally every source pretty much telling you, okay, it's anywhere from 20 to, on the high end, 30% of all marriages and relationships have some sort of physical abuse or sexual abuse. Some of them factor in mental abuse, but most of them don't, because that's an extremely difficult thing to actually account for and verify. There's not a lot of evidence with mental abuse.
I'll tell you what I would do. Mm-hmm. If my daughter was in a relationship with a guy and she gets married to him and he starts abusing her a year into it.
I don't think that this guy is capable of doing anything other than just completely talking out of his ass and saying the most empty statements in the fucking world and expecting people to take him serious about it.
I'm going to be showing up on their doorstep and teaching him some lessons.
Exactly.
That's what I would do. I also would not, if I didn't have the, capacity to do that for some reason, I don't know, I wouldn't want my daughter in that situation, quite frankly. And I understand the argument to endure, because I have people close to me who grew up in abusive households, and it lasted for periods of time, and it was a phase, and they endured through it, and they ended up raising healthy, successful families.
I want to ask one more scenario, okay?
Please.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely.
He's trolling. This is a troll. I've been trolled, ladies and gentlemen. We all have fucking been trolled. What the fuck, dude? Are you serious? You're genuinely going to try and say, endure the physical pain and abuse, but the cheating instantly go to crucifixion. Now I understand he might have been just trying to make a little edgy joke there, but dude, you're having a genuinely serious conversation where you just had a couple minute rant on why women should endure physical abuse, and then your first response to cheating is to kill. What is wrong with you? But this is the exact same insecure slimeball that earlier in the podcast literally tried to make the case that he's not okay with his wife dancing with another man in any way, shape, or form. He's a worm. He's a little tiny earthworm. He's no better than the dirt beneath your feet, ladies and gentlemen.
They should divorce then?
Jesus himself
You don't
said.
think
But it wasn't
Jesus,
illegal.
hold on. Jesus
And you
himself
could like
said.
work things through, right?
Jesus himself said, in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Or
children,
cheating, sorry. You think
Cheating
that
is
cheating
worse
is
than
worse than
physical
physical
abuse.
abuse?
for the
Sorry.
children, yes.
Absolutely
I think I'm not
Okay,
going to
no,
say this
divorce-
is worse. Or
divorce
that. I
is
mean,
worse
I
for the
already-
children.
I already
Is
said,
cheating
I already
worse than
said that
physical
if a
abuse?
woman's
Cheating,
getting
yeah.
abused, yeah, I think she should leave. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a brief temporary thing, like
What if it's mental abuse?
Okay, now
Do you
Well,
think
it's
if
less
it's,
cut
if
and
it's,
dry.
if it's
You're
cheating
setting
mental
your
abuse?
Alright.
child up for failure as well if you stay in like these abusive
Look, it's
marriages.
not true.
Yes, it is, because you're every single psychologist, we can like Google it right now if you want, will agree that the patterns that you have at home are going to replicate in their future, right? So if this child gets used to seeing their other loved ones and probably them being talked down upon, being treated badly, they normalize that behavior. So you're setting
it does get passed down generations.
Yeah.
You're correct.
you're setting
But-
them up
but to
for
go-
failure in the
again, this
workplace
is-
and relationships.
Of course, these people fucking completely discredit mental fucking abuse. Yes, it's a real thing. Yes, while it might not leave bruises, it leaves fucking scars on you mentally. The way that you are treated while you are younger, while you are a child, your upbringing, very much impacts the likelihood of how you're going to treat your children in the future, because that's what you've been taught. Sorry, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. You cannot keep yourself in manipulative people's hands because they will continue to take advantage of you. That's just a fucking given. But then after this entire TikTok clip or whatever blew up on Twitter and everywhere, and the whatever podcast was receiving a bunch of hate, and all of the other guests who were just brain dead retards were receiving hate, a good few of them started walking back everything, and they were like, well, I didn't agree with what he was saying. He was just talking over everyone. Well, if you're on a panel like this, unfortunately, this is how the world works. You have to verbally distance yourself from opinions that you do not agree with, because people are not just going to give you the benefit of the doubt and think, oh, well, because she didn't say anything, or because, the guy Brian who hosts the podcast didn't say anything during the whole thing, doesn't mean that he doesn't agree or endorse it. Most of them will just be like, oh, well, it's his podcast. Oh, well, he's not saying anything throughout the whole clip. Yeah, he must think the exact same way because he didn't clarify otherwise. Please, feel free to call that stupid, because it's one of the most brain-dead fucking things to think in the entire world. If it doesn't come out of someone's mouth, then you can't plaster them with that belief, unless they have actually said the belief and they've verbalized it before themselves. Sorry, guilt by association is really dumb, but whenever you're dealing with viral clips, and given your podcast is literally revolved around making viral moments with a bunch of fucking e-thoughts that you love to clip chimp, don't run over to Destiny and start crying your eyes out whenever it happens to you and you get a couple of death threats. I'm sorry, bro, but it comes with the territory. You're literally screaming over the exact same thing that you do every other fucking week. Other than that, I don't really have a lot else to talk about. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, spread propaganda. Gay retard out.